Well, Nick and David, hello. Nice to welcome you here. We're sat in the awnings of the Gingerbread Cafe.
Very nice it is too, yes.
It's the emporium of gingerbread here.
Yes, it is.
At Beverley Festival, and we've got the animals in the background. So
And for ladies,
There's a band playing as well. There's a zoo now. Yeah, sorry. Yes, sorry.
animals and friends. So cool. So yeah, what are you both doing here in the Beverley?
Hanging around on the scratch. No, well, I've played with my little brother Duncan on the Moonbeams stage earlier. It was 25th anniversary here at Beverley, and we also played with our friend Mr. Nick Thompson, the Town Boys, and Mr. Police playing this afternoon. So that's why I'm here. We're doing a little gig later. And David, you're here for
all manner of things, yes. Well, this afternoon I was an and friends, nothing to do with the animals, but I was an and friends of Steve Tilston, whose last two albums I produced. So he obviously thought I might know more numbers of his than most people, so I got drawn on the stage along with Hugh Bradley on double bass, and I was playing electric guitar and lap steel and banjo and things like that. So I was here doing that today. Tomorrow my band Proper the D'Urbervilles will be coming in an acoustic capacity, and we're doing a couple of gigs here tomorrow daytime before we hot foot it back to Leeds to do our BBC radio show, which we do every Sunday night, which is a folk and root show, you see.
Yes. It's a very busy day for you.
Very busy day. I just hope it's all going to work out.
Well, I'm sure it will. 25 years, that's sort of quite a long time.
It is a long time, but it seems to have gone quite quickly, really. But I suppose we take it 25 years for the first time some money to play a gig, I think.
First professional booking.
First professional booking, so it's 25 years since then. And so yeah, we thought we didn't want to do anything over the top, but we thought we'd do just a couple of nice gigs, and we got offered this, so we said yeah, we'll do this. And then we're doing a gig in Appletree at the Crook Barn in October, and we're just doing a couple of little things to sort of celebrate, because we can't play as often as we used to because we're
Well, you're busy anyway, aren't you? Anyway, because you've got Crickmoor as well.
Yes, which is I've got David. Sometimes he's on stage with Plumhall as well, which is very kind. They've produced the last current Plumhall album, and he's also producing the one that we're doing at the moment.
In production, yes. In production, I think the word is, yes.
Yes, and we occasionally get to play on stage together as well, which is very good, exceptional fun. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's going really, really well. I mean, it's been a bit of a mad year because Michelle's been busy playing abroad, which is fantastic. It's a really great experience for her as well.
But you're a busy man too, aren't you? Because producer, music, radio presenter, and musician.
All those things, yeah. It's not a bad way to make a living, really, because they're all things I love to do, and I've kind of built up that portfolio over the years, and it's a nice balance of things to do. It keeps me busy.
How did you get into radio?
That's a very good question. I was always interested in doing radio, and I spent all of my childhood sort of boxed into my bedroom listening to Radio Luxembourg or whatever was on at the time. And so I always had that as the idea of what I might do as a career. And then I sort of accidentally got sidetracked into being in a band. I was always interested in doing music as well, but when I'd finished my education, I got signed to Polydor in a band that I was with at the time. And so that sort of led me to working in all the posh studios in London and roundabout. And while I was doing all of that kind of thing, being the rock and roll musician and everything, I was the one who used to sit with the producer there and watch how it was done while everybody else went and played pool. And so that's how I developed my knowledge a bit more strongly about how you work desks and how you do a production role. So we had a great producer who was our sort of George Martin, called Hugh Jones, and I learnt a lot from Hugh Jones, and that's kind of how I have the credentials of being a producer. And also it got me into radio because I was able to turn up at the BBC in Leeds and say, hello, I think I know a little bit about how you mix things and stuff like that, any chance of an opening? And it just hit lucky that they wanted somebody to mix bands. We had an indie show at that point that was going out regionally, and the only person who could mix it was the presenter, and he's having to run from one studio to another. If you can do what you say you can do, you're booked, so that's how I got in there. And then it was quite a long time later that we started doing the Folk and Roots show. That's been on the go for just over 10 years. Actually, it's coming up to 10 years as a weekly event. Before that, it was an occasional thing that we did at high days and holidays. but a station manager actually came to see my band, the D'Urbervilles, play, and thought the witty banter in between the numbers might serve to make a folk show. So it's just all fallen together really in a haphazard but very nice way.
And what about producing? You do a lot of producing of music.
Yeah, the D'Urbervilles have always had a studio on the go somewhere or other since we started, principally to do our own stuff. But of course, as soon as somebody gets wind there's a studio with some decent kit in it, then people that we know and like have always wanted to sort of take advantage of that too. And like Nick in more recent times, but we've done lots of things with lots of people over the years, and so that kind of came together as a result of that. So I only really produce people that I like and know and like the stuff of. I've got the luxury of doing that because I also work for the Beeb and I've got the band and stuff, so I don't have to go looking for work as a producer. I just take in the things that I like to do, and that's proved to be great. And so, you know, Steve Tilson sort of came along, and I think I'm the only producer that's ever produced 2 Steve Tilson albums in a row, and I'm about to work on the third one that he's doing with Jez Lowe, so that's a nice tribute.
Does that mean Steve and Jez are about to produce an album?
They are, yes. They've been doing some dates together as a duo.
Brilliant.
And I think initially it was kind of, I'll do one of mine and then you do one of yours, and then it's kind of melded together. And there was always this sort of thought that they would write together. Wouldn't that be great? And they've actually started doing that quite recently, and they're just about...
Probably a cool album.
I'm looking forward to it, yeah. It should be great.
What are you up to then?
Well, I'm currently recording the next Plum Hall album, which is very, very exciting. And the beauty of working with David is that it's not that you're not watching the clock all the time. I've done recording in the past where you're very, very conscious of let's bash something out as fast as we can because the clock's ticking, and there isn't.
We haven't a clock. We haven't got a clock. That's
there isn't a clock. When he gets bored, every time I see him walking past a clock shop, I'll be tackling. But in all seriousness, it's like there's a different way of working, which is like let's be experimental. Let's take the time to do try out different things. We've got a track at the moment where the rhythm track is David playing a sort of carton full of
tin and nails,
basically. Nails, and Michelle's there scraping a little electric fan, and that's the rhythm track. And why not? You know,
works great.
Just trying
different, unusual sort of ambient soundtracks to go with the songs. And the core of the record is still Nick and Michelle singing and playing the acoustic guitars. So we're conscious that that's the core of it. But it's those little sort of bits and pieces around it that form the setting that we're experimenting with, and we've got quite a nice direction for that. We think.
The first album took, was it 8 years to produce?
8 years.
And this one's going to take even longer.
We're about halfway through the first track, aren't we? No, he's put hopefully a little bit shorter time, but the thing is, it's.
I realised that was a misrepresentation. Did it take you a while to produce?
It did take
there were a number of false starts, I believe. That was the problem. Before it even got to me being involved in it.
And so David saved us a little bit because we sort of had the project just kind of kept grinding to a halt and changing and things. But because we were quite a new band and we didn't really know what we were or what sort of music we wanted to do, and we needed a producer to go, let's try this and let's go in this way and try this out. That's what worked really, really well, and which affected how we played live as well. That really changed as well. Because again, it's like that thing as you said about Jez and Steve, is that thing of we started out as 2 people. Oh, I've got a song. Do you want to play a bit on that song? Rather than then it becomes a sort of a very organic thing where you're both playing as one, rather than sort of playing on each other's stuff, which is.
Well, I really like your first album.
Thank you very much.
What about the D'Urbervilles?
Yeah. What about the D'Urbervilles?
What are they doing then?
We're in special measures at the moment of the D'Urbervilles. We've kind of done a splinter group which is called Acoustic D'Urbervilles, which is just simply me trying to play a bit of drums while playing a guitar in a kind of a one-man band type of thing, with our accordionist Gus, who's a virtuoso accordionist, and Lee, who's a singer and 12-string player. We're just kind of getting by with a kind of an acoustic setup for that at the moment. 3-piece thing, knocking about, just doing some little gigs while we get ourselves back together again, and he'll be fine soon, and everything will be back to normal, and then we'll get cracking with another record.
That's really good. And you're here at Beverley, which is
indeed, Beverley's wonderful. It's a really good setup, and it seems to get better year by year, really.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs that I do that don't fit Hull, but don't fit Plum Hall. You know what I mean? So I just keep writing all the time.
And the funny thing is, because Michelle's been away quite a lot, we've had recording sessions that were supposed to be for Plum Hall, and then Nick will say, "Oh, I've got this song idea." We'll record it in the bare bones situation. And then Michelle will come back and go, "Oh, I don't think that's right for us."
It's not a Plum Hall song, which is fair enough.
So there's a Nick Hall album being recorded on the side, which is accumulating tracks while we're doing the Plum Hall record. So
we've got these two little files, and there's two files of Plum Hall.
No, that one's going to get transferred into there. And then, no, actually, that will work for Plum Hall. Transfer it back to the other file.
It's quite a good way of working, though, isn't it?
So anybody who's watching this, where can they find you?
What now?
On the net.
That one would be good.
plumhall.co.uk.
I didn't mean, track you.
Here's my address. plumhall.co.uk is where it's kind of a hub, and you'll find everything off there of what we're doing. All links off. Hubbrothers.co.uk.
Yeah. There's a pattern to this at derbyvilles.co.uk, and also, of course, you can go to the BBC site, BBC Radio Leeds, to find the programme, or just put Derbyville Spoken Root Show in a search.
So when's it? What day is it?
It's Sunday night, every Sunday, 8 till 9,
Right.
and it's Radio Leeds. We concentrate on a sort of diarised show, so it's stuff that's happening in and around West Yorkshire, and there's always a live session guest, usually of some note, playing live for us during the course of it.
Yeah, a programme of good banter.
Yep,
Good
we like to think so. If we're lucky on a good night.
And where people can find out where a good place to go.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. And we're always encourage people to let us know what's happening in gigs and things. Get in touch and we'll mention it.
Well, thank you both very much.
Thank you, Andrew.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers.